Hello.
Hello. Today's topic video is going to be about English speaking countries, but we are going to talk about the difference between some of them because as foreigners in prison, we realize that sometimes normally the language that we use the most in prison is English. So then you realize how different, mostly I would say on vocabulary than on grammar, but like there's some difference compared to if you talk with someone that is from Britain or someone that is from US or someone that is from Australia. There are not a lot of Australian people in prison, but some of them.
Yes.
And so we are going to talk about that.
Right, and yeah, it's mostly about the accent. And as Klaus said, sometimes you meet people from different countries and they use like some different words mostly we don't have heard of, and probably show you like the most famous or like the most common things which show like the difference between the different dialects.
And also feel like, for example, when Hannah and I we are talking in English, sometimes she's using some words that I have never heard before or that I would never use, and maybe it's because, I don't know, in that moment she's watching a series from England and I'm watching a series from USA. So like, and sometimes it's true that we are using different words to say the same thing. And and also one fun fact is that sometimes we watch something in the computer together, like series or documentaries about true crimes, and we are sometimes not making fun, or like making fun but in a good way and in a polite way, about the accents and about how it sounds. Because me, for example, I have a
Flo has like a love-hate relationship with the British accent, and she's always making fun.
yeah.
When like someone new is coming into the show and she's just like trying to
Oh my God.
to imitate the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's true.
that will be the topic for today. A very long intro, but yes.
But 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so we are gonna talk about some English-speaking countries. Of course, not all of them, but the ones that we think that are more interesting or more common too. And it's first Australia, Ireland, UK, USA, and New Zealand as well. But mostly we will talk about the difference between UK and US because are the ones probably like more common and also the ones that we know the most.
I think it's also like that in school you learn either like the American English or the British English, and yeah, that's like just the most common forms for also like international students to learn English. So we will focus on these ones.
Yeah.
Right.
For example, to say how's the day?
How is it going? Yeah.
How is it going? In Australia, people say, I don't want to say that one.
I mean,
But
either like good day.
good day, good day.
Yeah. Okay. In Ireland, it's like how's the form?
In UK, they would say, all right.
And the US is like quite famous for like what's up or how's it going?
What's up, dude? It's more like this. Okay, stereotypes.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we are sorry. Stereotypes. Then we got one that it's not very common, but at least I heard to say toilet, like I'm going to the toilet or I am in the toilet. You can use bathroom,
Oh,
and
true.
and people from the UK sometimes use loo, Loo.
I thought it was informal, like Lou. Okay.
I don't know if it's very formal or informal, but I just know that they use it. And if you go to US and you say loo, maybe It was so weird.
The toilet situation, like people in the UK will often say, like, where's the toilet? And people in the US mostly ask for like the restroom as well. So I like watched a video a few days ago, and there was like some American person saying it was super weird when someone was asking for the toilet because like the toilet is in the restroom, they said, and there's like the cultural difference. So keep that in mind. And yeah, also like what I think is like we have written it down, like holiday or vacation. Like the vacation is American.
Yeah.
And the vacation says it's like the holiday you take off of work, but in the US they still use holiday for like, I don't know, Christmas for example. That's the holiday, but the vacation around it, so like the maybe 3 days before that you take days off, that's the vacation. And in the UK it's all the days you take off, if it's like a Svatek or not, it's holiday.
We are doing Czech English.
Yes.
Video.
Right.
Yeah. What else? Then, for example, just talking about US and England differences. In the UK they say chips to the smaženi bramborak. And in the US they would say French fries.
Yes.
I don't know which one I use. I would say I use.
I think I just say fries.
Yeah, I think that.
Because chips is for me the crisps in English, like in British English.
Like the ones that go in a bag.
Yes.
Then
like,
you would say I'm eating crisps.
Yeah, like crisps is British, and
I would say
chips would be American, and I say chips to that because it's in German we say chips.
I say chips too. I would say chips too.
And what is very important for us, for like every working or studying person, is the like the structure of your workday, for example. So in UK it's
Timetable.
right, and in American English it's schedule.
Which one do you use the most?
It depends. Like for example, when I'm just speaking, I don't really care about. I mean, I don't feel like I have to care about if I only use British or American English and I mix it up. But when I write like a letter or a text, I try to keep in one of the two possibilities, just because it sounds better. I feel like. Yeah. But I think I say schedule more than timetable. Timetable is more a school thing for me.
Yeah, for me it's the same. Timetable was like the timetable that we had with the subjects and everything.
Yes.
And then when I became more an adult, I was using schedule because it feels more professional.
Right. What else?
What else? The difference between university and college.
Yes.
I always have problems with that as a foreigner.
But to be yeah, me too. But
also the bachelor, like.
But what I don't understand, like, that's a whole other topic. But the US, they go to college, but they call the college also university, and they say like, I don't know, University of Los Angeles, but in Great Britain you have like the college which is after school. No. Yeah, I get it, but
so like.
No, but in UK you go
to
college and then you go to university. They go to uni.
I never get that. I always say university because it's more international. Because college for me, it can be the last 2 years of school, for example. That for me, like, because in Spain, for example, when you say in the university you study a bachelor degree. For me, if now I know, but before when the people was saying I have studied a bachelor, I understood it as our bachelor that we have in Catalonia or Spain, that are the 2 years before going to university, because we call it bachillerato. It's very close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Uses jumper.
Yes.
To like a jumper, what you put when you're cold, what I'm
It's a
always
jumper,
wearing,
it's a
even if
jumper.
it's summer. And people from the US normally use sweater.
Yes.
And when it has like the hoodie, when it has the hoodie.
Yeah, the hood. And then you have the hood.
Yeah.
Yes.
When it has the hood, they call it hoodie. And in England, how do they call it? Also hoodie?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
And very important as well is the whole, like sneaker is I think the most international word, and it's American. But British people, for example, say trainers. Or also like trousers, pants. Pants is American, trousers from the UK.
But I feel like the good thing, even if there's difference between UK and US, as a foreigners, because we are doing this video also talking from the point of view that we are foreigners and we use English as our way to communicate. The good thing is that we always understand both of the, like, I use schedule and I use timetable, I use sneakers and I use trainers, I use, you know, you will never say like, what's that?
Yes.
Maybe in some vocabulary with Australian people and in Ireland maybe a bit more, because sometimes they have like a really specific vocabulary to say one concrete thing, but if not,
I think most of the time it's more like the which is normal when people have a very strong accent, but then it's mostly not about the words but more so about the pronunciation. And then it's like when then there's a word I don't really know or understand, then it gets hard.
And for you, which one is the most difficult English to understand? Like the pronunciation or the vocabulary, whatever. Like if you would have to choose one.
I think the US is the easiest one, just because you hear it the most, like in social media, and like of course there's more people than in the UK, and I think in the UK it feels like the accents are stronger. Also in Ireland it just sounds like they are sometimes stronger than most of the American ones, so I think that's a bit harder. I think Irish is the worst.
The hardest one, yeah.
Yes.
For me, Irish.
Or Scottish. Scottish.
Yeah, I agree on that. But I would say that Irish is the hardest one, but also for me the most beautiful one, I have to say. And then the easiest one to understand for me, maybe it is UK.
Yeah?
Yeah, more than US.
Really?
Even though I think that I have been more in touch with people from the US than from UK, so I improved a lot. Thanks, Molly and Elliot. But I improved a lot because of that. Like I know more people from the US than from UK, or I also watch maybe more series from the US than from UK.
Yeah.
But I think that for me it's easier to understand UK because when we were studying English at school, the listenings and everything was from the UK. So for me, I would say that it's easier.
Thank you for bringing in. And we were thinking maybe or like you have something in mind, which like a different word for this, like different words with the same meaning, and you can write it down in the comments if you would like to. Yeah, it was a really messy video, but it was really fun for us to film. So
yeah, so bye bye, have a nice day. Wish you can relate with the things we have said, because also for you English is not your first language, so it can be funny to think about that. And yeah, have a nice day, a nice weekend, and enjoy the sun. Bye bye.